What's going on, everyone? So I've talked a lot about Mark Kincaid potentially meeting his end in the upcoming Scream film, and it stems from the kind of rumors going around. Take it with a grain of salt, as always, but rumors going around that there's going to be an impactful, meaningful death right from the jump that kind of sets the tone, sets the standard, shows you that, hey, no one is safe. And it's just like, okay, if it's not one of Sid's kids, Mark Kincaid makes the most sense, right? Maybe you could do Gale, right? That's another option. Okay, but would they really kill Gale in the opening scene, right? And maybe, right, if this is kind of a, Mark Kincaid and Sydney-centric film. However, there's also reports that Mark Kincaid is hardly in this film. He's just kind of, if we still don't know 100% that he's in this film, but assuming he is, that he's supposed to have a limited role. Now, that could be as simple as just like, they get attacked, he's with the kids, hiding away in some hideout or something, and Sydney's going off to take on Ghostface, right? That could be as simple as that, so you don't get a lot of Mark Kincaid. But nonetheless, it does make sense to kind of have that opening kill be meaningful and impactful, right? Like, get back to the Cotton Weary type of kill, because we haven't had that since Cotton Weary, right? And, okay, if you're not going to do Mark Kincaid, right, what about Kirby, right? Now, I personally am totally okay with it. I actually think it makes a lot of sense to go with Kirby Reed. They brought her back in Scream 6, and I know some people are going to say, like, why'd you bring her back just to kill her, and then you're going to kill in the opening scene. I mean, they did it with Cotton, right? I mean, they brought Cotton in, made him an actual character, gave him a redemption arc, and then killed him in the opening scene of the next film, right? Like, that's, Scream is always, subdued expectations by, you think this is going to happen, you think, Cotton's going to be a huge fixture in the Scream franchise for the rest of the franchise, and boom, he's gone. Randy, right? Randy was a fan favorite. People loved him. Also, Dewey, right? Like, the whole point of killing Dewey was to set the tone and set the standard. However, I think that they kind of went and backtracked in Scream 6 by just not killing anybody, and it kind of ruined everything. Well, if you kill Kirby right out the gate, it's not a character. Yes, you could argue because she's the FBI agent, she's like tracks down Ghostface and goes after Ghostface, that it would make sense that she, maybe has a bigger role in this film. But it's just, I hated the way that they utilized her in Scream 6, right? She was a beloved fan favorite in Scream 4. People, they left that mystery of, is she alive? Is she dead? What happened? What's going on here? And then gave us like, oh, she's alive, but didn't really give us any details or any explanation or any backstory. You had this character that was gone for, at the time it would have been, 12 years? Something like that, 11 years? And it's just like, you had this character that we hadn't seen in like 11 years, and it's just like, okay, well, what happened to her? Where she's at? How is life? And it's just like, oh, she shows up. She's an FBI agent. She's here tracking down Ghostface, and she tracked Ghostface to where they're at. And it's just like, okay, well, how did you survive? I pulled myself from the trenches. Like, what? Like, it's just like, again, can you give us something? And then there was just like no element to her character. She was hardly in the film. I just thought the way that they wrote her back in was awful. It was just awful. And to me, it's just like, all right, fine. Like, at least she's a recognizable character that was in the previous film that you could kill. No one would really be bothered by. No one really be upset by. Right? It would be impactful, or at least it would come across that way as this impactful kill. Man, they just killed Kirby. Right? They just brought her back, and now they're going to kill her again. Like, like, it just, you could kind of swing it to where it's like, oh, like, no, this is why we wanted to kind of get back to that. Like, hey, you thought Kirby was going to be a big character in this film. You thought Kirby was going to be a fixture in this film. Guess what? She died in the first 10 minutes, right? And, and just really kind of have this brutal death, right? Maybe that's how Ghostface tracks down Sydney, right? Maybe she has files and stuff like that on Sidney Prescott, right? You could use Kirby as maybe even the catalyst to track down Sydney. Maybe, I've talked about this before, maybe Sydney has another alias, right? We saw Dewey talking to Sydney, and relay Sid. But here's the thing. When Sydney was going by Laurel in Scream 3, Dewey was still calling her Sid and Sydney, even in the voicemails when he's leaving her voicemails and stuff. He's like, "Come on, Sid, like I need to hear from you," type thing. And then when she walks through the door, he didn't go, "Oh, Laurel," he went, "Oh, Sydney," right? Like, so again, like we don't know, right? Maybe Ghostface hasn't been able to go after Sydney all these years because they haven't been able to find her. They don't know who she is. They don't know where she's at, right? And so, maybe you have Kirby who has files and does know Sydney's alias name and knows where she's at, and now Ghostface is able to do that because, again, supposedly, take it all with a grain of salt, it's all rumor, but supposedly there is this, the kill is supposed to be the reason why Ghostface returns and goes after Sydney and all that stuff. So you could kind of have this tie-in, you could have this, weaving of Kirby with Sydney, and that's kind of the jumping off point, so to speak. So I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things where I think Kirby makes a lot of sense on a multitude of ways, on several fronts, right? Obviously, again, we don't know. Like, I like the idea of Kirby, even like as a series, right? Where maybe you could kind of dive in and explore Kirby and kind of bring us up to speed on her life and how she survived and all this, that, and the other. And then get to the point where, maybe it bleeds into Scream 5 and she's kind of like, you have like this, like, almost, like NCIS type thing or whatever, like one of those shows, but it's like with Ghostface. And she's just like running through this Ghostface cult or whatever. I really like the idea of like kind of exploring different elements of that, but you could still kill her in Scream 7, right? And then just have the series tie in up to Scream 6, right? If you wanted to. So I think you could do that either way, because they are supposedly bringing back the Scream franchise. I don't know. I'm going down the list. Obviously, if you kill off any new character, it's not going to have the impact that it would if you killed off a legacy character, which, it's like, would you really kill Gale? Probably not. I mean, you could. I mean, they should have killed her in Scream 6. I mean, you went through all that just to, like, tell us off camera that she survived. Like, so to me, it's just kind of like, okay, let's say you don't want to kill Gil. I'm not saying that she won't die at all, but, like, do you really want to kill her in the opening scene? Probably not, right? If you're going to kill Gale, you'll probably kill her towards the halfway point of the movie or the end of the movie, right? Okay, fine, you do that. And then, okay, Mark and Kate, are you going to kill Mark and Kate? Probably. He probably makes the most sense, right? But it's just like, wouldn't you want to explore the, at least, I mean, again, not saying you don't kill him, but wouldn't you want to explore the ideas and concepts of their relationship and kind of give us a little insight rather than just killing him from the jump, where it's just like, man, we never really got to learn about their relationship, right? Like all these years, we didn't even know that they were married and together, and now you just, the first time we get them back together, that's it, they're dead. Like, I just, could you do one of Sydney's kids? Sure, but it's just like, like, is that, like, that, I'm not against them doing that, but again, is that a kill that you do in the beginning of this, right? It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think they should kill Kirby in the opening? Do you think, no, don't kill Kirby, keep her alive? She's a significant character. How did you feel about her in the Scream 6? Were you disappointed in her as I was? Did you feel another way about it? Did you like her character? Did you not? Again, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments. When it comes to Kirby, I don't think it's a big deal. I think you kill her, you get away with it. I think it could be impactful. I don't really like how they utilized her in Scream 6. I think, we didn't get enough to really know her. It was almost like she was a completely different character. It wasn't the Kirby that we knew and fell in love with in Scream 4, personally. At least that's how I felt about it. I just feel like, I don't think it's the end of the world if you were to go and kill her. I don't think it'd be the end of the world if you were to go and, basically pick a different direction for her character, have her be the opening scene. I think you get across and establish everything you want to get across and establish. I think you get to the point that you want to get. You get it across, right? Killing a significant character, setting the tone, establishing that, like, hey, no one's safe in this film, right? Like, let's go. Obviously, if a Gale or a Mark or something like that would probably be more impactful, but you could still have them be fixtures in the film while Kirby's dying. And again, kind of set up and establish Kirby being the catalyst that leads to Sydney's involvement, right? But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.